Here we go.
I'll just start and we'll just go right into it.
Let's do it.
Welcome to The Ancient Way. I'm James.
I'm Marlia.
And you were saying?
Yeah, so I was telling James about this YouTube video I stumbled across, which I am not a YouTube troller. I'm just, those people that just like find videos to watch all day long. Like I can't have a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
I even can't listen to a whole lot of podcasts because it just annoys me after a while.
Yeah.
I'm tired of listening to people. I like silence. I like solitude. But I stumbled across this video and they were talking about like really what it is to walk in Thanksgiving and how Thanksgiving is actually a door. It's a gateway.
Yep.
Because it says, lift up your heads, O ye gates, that the King of Glory will come in, and you enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. And it's like, okay, well, that's an actual gateway. That's not just a fun Christian-y song.
Yeah.
Like that's actually a command, that's how you enter in. If you feel like you haven't heard or felt the Lord, start being thankful.
Yeah.
And you will actually begin to feel the presence of the Lord because you've entered his courts.
Yep.
And there were so many things. It was cool. I had actually had this vision of gold being opened up through a portal, and they were dumping out all these gold coins, and they were being laid before me. And a week later, from that vision, I stumbled upon this video, and this video he was talking about entering in with thanksgiving, and he said, but he was talking about trials and how trials are so incredibly important.
Yeah.
And he said, you got to think about tests. Like when the Lord is testing you, this is not a bad thing.
Yep.
But tests are like bags of gold. That's what he said.
Wow.
He was like, you want to ask, where's my next trial? What's the next bag of gold that you have for me?
Mm-hmm.
And I love that because I realized, I was like, oh yeah, there's so much reward that's being poured out for people when they will go through the trial.
Yes.
When they go through the test, and it's almost like this game. I know that sounds so silly, but the pursuit of a test. It's like, what is being added to me?
Yeah.
Where are you growing me? I don't know. I just freaking loved it.
Oh, dang.
It says, if you're in the middle of a trial, ask the Lord, what do you want to do in me in this trial?
Yeah.
What are you trying to do within me?
Yep.
And then what are you trying to accomplish with me in this trial?
Yeah.
And I just freaking love that. I was like, I wrote down, in every trial there is a gateway to the kingdom.
Yep.
It's a gateway to let the kingdom in. Ask the Lord if you're in the midst of a trial to see the gateway. And anyways, so they were just talking about that, and I just kind of started to go into this, if you feel like you're in a pressure point, or you're trying to sift things through, or okay, Lord, where are we at? What's the next step, or whatever? Look for the gateway.
Yeah.
But find it in Thanksgiving.
That's good.
Because you'll find it,
Yeah, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
There's this podcast that I just Googled, and their last episode they came out with kind of sums up what you just said.
What is it?
In their summary, it says, where is it? Every situation of life is opportunity for heaven on earth, transformation, heart changes. Everything is food for us if we know who we are because we know whose we are. Yeah. That's
What
our
podcast?
It's ours.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
But it's the last episode.
Oh, that's freaking funny, dude.
Isn't that funny?
I didn't know you wrote that.
Wrote that, yeah.
Dude, you are a freaking craftsman. Just epic.
Just halfway do those synopsises. But that dream, I told you about that dream. I know I've shared the dream on here about the doorway.
Can you refresh
I'll
all of our
refresh
memories who have
everyone's
slept
memories.
since
I
yesterday?
forget who's heard this. There's a dream where I was in the woods running. There were snipers trying to shoot me, and there were these big bulldozers. I was in a forest. They were plowing all the trees, just trying to mow me down. And I remember running, and I took shelter in this ditch. And I was almost I gave up. I was like, oh, I'm dead. Then I look over, and there's this weird little leprechaun-looking elf door.
Yeah.
But it was pretty. It was like a hobbit door. And I was like, this doesn't look like this dangerous atmosphere that I'm in. And I went through the door, and it was like Magic Land. But it was that lesson, finding joy, finding the gateway, finding the gold in the most horrific, tense situations or anything.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's what that reminds me of.
Yeah, man. I love that because, right, we talk about like all these spiritual things. I think they're literal. I've had so many like literal experiences with a door, with a gateway, with like, that is actually something you enter into. That's not just a spiritual principle. Those are portals to rewrite the reality that you live by.
Yep.
That's the same thing. Like when the Lord is calling you to do something, whether that's like, again, like I'm going to reference Daniel's message because it was so brilliant. But like,
I haven't heard it yet.
Not this Sunday, but the Sunday before, about like releasing the arrows, like going all in on something. Whatever the Lord is, basically the shots fired, go into it.
Yes.
Whatever the Lord has told you to do, go into it wholeheartedly. It's like that actually opens up a new reality for you to live by and your family to live by.
Yeah.
And I love that if you think about it, there's that scripture in Romans that's like, he works all things out for the good of those who love him and called according to his purposes. Yeah. Instead of that just being like a refrigerator scripture, like meditate on that.
Meditate on that.
It's like
the answer is those that love him.
Yeah.
Is where it starts in that whole scripture there.
Yeah. But it's literally everything with the Lord will turn into an incredible experience.
Yeah. Yep.
It will. Like, to love him is to actually engage with him, is to like sit with him, is to be with him. And living in that mind, and it kind of what you and I have kind of talked about is that resolute of like ruthlessly saying all things will work out for my good. All things will.
Yep.
It's not going to be like half good.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's wholeheartedly going to be good.
Yeah.
And if it's not good, it ain't done yet.
Yep.
Find the gold in it.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it's like we can tell ourselves too, wherever you're at, whatever you're in, it's like, oh, good. The fact that I'm here means I'm applying the gospel to this situation. I'm applying heaven to this situation.
Yeah.
Like it can't turn out any other way but for our benefit and for his benefit. If we maintain that alignment.
Yeah, but if you live by faith, I just had this thought that every obstacle is actually there for a reason. It's there for us.
It's there for us, yeah. It's good.
Like every mountain that we're supposed to command to be made low, it's there for us for a reason.
Yeah, I like that.
It's there for us to exercise our authority.
Yeah.
Dude, if you're like in a place where you're just like, dude, I'm not getting it. I don't understand. Why is this thing happening? Like, why is this not shaking out? It's like, no, this thing is for me. It's there for a reason, and I can exercise. There's something there that the Lord is wanting me to work out, literally, like you and I were talking about, the Bosu ball. Yeah, there's something there for us to work out on.
In those situations, I visually have seen it as like, because I've been stuck in loops before, where it's like I felt this before. I've experienced it's like going around the mountain at the same time, and I feel like I'm in a sandbox. But when I get quiet, it's like, I'm in a sandbox. But what I need is within reach in this sandbox. And it's like, what is it? Yeah. And one time it was something that I did not follow through with. Something he told me multiple times. And I finally was able to see it. Like, oh, yeah, I'm supposed to do that. Yeah. Then I did it, unlocked everything. Yeah. Redeemed all the time that I was stuck in the sandbox. Another time, it's like, what's supposed to happen here? Yeah. Oh. It's my perception's off. It's a heart change. Yeah. It's a little tweak. And then it unlocks. I'm out of the sandbox. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's like, sit in the sandbox, thankfully.
It's brilliant.
And find what it is that's to be had there.
Yeah. It's something.
Yeah.
You know, and this, the one other part of this message that I was listening to that really, like, it pulled out at me is when he talked about, like, what causes shipwrecks. Yeah. So thinking about like Paul and how he was shipwrecked and
got bit by a snake. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't touch him. But the things that would cause people to like actually, I call them like course corruptions. Yeah. You know, like they literally will corrupt their course. Right. But I loved it. He was like dissatisfaction in life. If you're dissatisfied with a lot of things, you actually cannot enter into his course with thanksgiving, right? Dissatisfaction, anxiety, pressures. Like, I think there's provision in the fear for it, but there's provision to get out of it. Yep. Like he'll show you the doorway to get out of a fear or the dissatisfaction or whatever.
Yeah.
But I can see that. I was like, oh yeah, that corrupts so many people.
Mm-hmm.
It causes them to like, well, I'll go into this. But then the second thing he said was impatience.
Yeah.
It's trying to hurry to get somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, I've got to get on to my next thing. I've got to accomplish my goals. I've got to get into that. Like, just that pressure.
Yeah. Impatience is the absence of patience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it causes you to make irrational decisions
Mm-hmm.
and
that weird urgency.
that
Yeah.
weird pressure.
Yeah.
And then failure to heed the word of the Lord.
Yeah.
So even
Yeah.
what you were saying, just like in the sandbox, like,
Yeah. Which, and even then, when you catch it, it's like all that time wasted. It's
Yeah.
it's like almost like it's rapid, you know?
oh, 100%.
Catches up to you. It's not like a failure.
Mm-hmm. But it would corrupt the course that you're going on. Like, it's like
Definitely.
it breaks it up.
Stunt it or break it up. Yeah.
I always see it's like I always see things like a smooth path before you.
Yeah.
And then if you have like these disruptors, you just
Oh,
see like
yeah.
mini earthquakes.
Yeah.
So it like breaks the earth apart.
Then you got to go a little bit this way and get back on. Yeah.
Or you gotta find a way to like step over
The
find
lava.
a bridge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is always him. But then dependence on circumstances to give me guidance.
Yeah.
I
or
thought
dependence on people to give you guidance.
But it's the circumstance. Like, if somebody responds in this way to me, then I'll be okay.
Oh, yeah. Needing that.
I need somebody to do that, so I'm
Yeah.
okay. Or I need these situations to line up so then
Mhm.
I feel okay.
I need so-and-so to respond to me.
Yeah, I need somebody to talk to me.
Yeah.
Why didn't they text me back? Because they freaking got a life, dude.
Like, chill out. It's been 5 minutes. Yeah.
Or even 5 days. Who cares?
Right.
They're not offended at you. If
That's
they are,
true.
that's their responsibility to tell you.
Yeah. That's true.
What if you lived with the reality that nobody's mad at you?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's upset with you
Yeah. That's a big projection in your own
in your own mind.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I love this. He then goes, like, the response to these obstacles. Like, there are certain responses that will cap you,
Yeah.
and there are certain responses that will, like, rapidly move you.
Yeah.
And I loved it because I was like, oh, yeah, 4 shipwrecks with 4 obstacles. That feels like a beautiful Baptist sermon.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I listened to, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Give me 2 seconds, and then you can.
You've got 2
Tell me the
seconds.
story.
You got it.
So the 4 ways is people just stop. They
Oh,
sabotage
yeah.
themselves, and they just stop going with wherever.
Yeah.
Like, they don't pursue it anymore. They change the course, so they try to change what they're doing. They, like, will pivot one way or the other, like, out of fear or anxiety.
Yeah.
Like, well, this wasn't working for me. The Lord told me to do that, but it's not working for me, so I'm going to
Yeah.
do something else.
Uh-huh.
I call it, like, 10-second toms.
Yeah.
You know, just like,
Oh, yeah.
they have to constantly reset,
Absolutely.
which is fine.
Whatever.
And then they reverse course. So any direction that they were heading,
Mm-hmm.
I see that a lot with health. Like, if people aren't seeing the quote-unquote results that they want immediately,
Yeah.
they reverse and they'll go back. So then they go back to a pill, or they'll go back to...
Yeah.
There's no, like... There's no, like,
Man.
movement forward in it. They
Yeah.
they'll retreat
Mm-hmm.
and try to course correct. And then the last one was to just go straight through it. It's like, that's what we're built for.
Yeah.
It's like, go straight
A
through it.
lot of that correlates to the good soil.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it sounds a lot like that language.
Oof.
Like
That's
thorns
true.
choking things out. I think there's something there.
Oh, yeah. That totally could mimic it.
Yeah. Well, it's in the same vein as it.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's just another point of view, seeing it, another picture of it.
Yeah, it's kind of brilliant, though.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's like we have so many opportunities to go through. I feel like we are broken records. We talk about trials and we talk about forgiveness.
Yeah.
Like,
we
I don't
do.
know.
We're broken records, yeah.
I feel very strongly about trials. Like,
Yeah.
as one who's walked through so much,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the expert.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Lord has...
Probably are by now, yeah.
Well, the Lord has just been so good to, like, teach me so many things. Like, the trial is for our maturity.
Well, I've seen it too. I've seen you in the midst of things, and that you've you've acquired the tokens out of it, you know, and you've
Yeah.
maintained the right heart and care for people. Like we talked about, somebody could be stabbing you in the back, but if the building's on fire, you're going to save their life, and
Yeah.
they don't know that while they're stabbing you, you know.
Yeah.
That level of, yeah. But it's cool. You got authority in it. A lot of people don't. See trials come up and people like, it's almost like they shut off and you can't get to them. It's like there's a shield around them or a wall.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Yeah,
How thankful though, because trials, pretty big. Yeah, I would say it's a worldwide phenomenon. Is
if you're not in a
trials.
trial, it's like,
Yeah, or are you?
well, what are you doing? Like, I don't know any person that's
Yeah.
been like, man, it's been such a wonderful 30 years. I've never experienced anything difficult. There's nothing been any
yeah.
challenge.
Yeah.
This has been delightful.
Smooth sailing.
I've been in the heavenlies every single day.
Mhm.
It's like, skirt.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Listen, if that's you and you're listening to us, send me an email. I really want to know. I
Yes,
really
we'd
want to
like
know
to
if
know what you're doing.
you've had 30 years of no trials.
That's another secret, though. Is like it's not.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That's
actually
cool,
think
though.
we
That's
should
something
embrace
to be thankful
them.
for. I think so too. It's not like yearning for the days where there aren't any.
Yeah,
That can be a trap.
totally.
But it's like yearning for like we're built for this, and I say
Totally.
this all the time. We sit there, you know, we go to church every week and consistently and read all this stuff and talk about it and chew on it. But like when it comes down to it, when the cards are like on the table, we're built for
Yeah,
this stuff.
yeah.
And
It's
we're
true.
built to like live and believe those things fully.
Mm-hmm.
I
In
can't.
a loud, this might be offensive, but in a loud way.
Yeah,
Like, and I don't mean like
Yes.
vocally. I mean like in a full expression of
yeah.
it.
Well, and it's like they're living it. They
Yeah.
believe it.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's a contrast.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That peace that surpasses understanding. We're supposed to straight up have that.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Everything. I was talking to somebody the other day about they asked me something. I was like, I just want everything that he paid for, all of it. Now I say,
So good.
I'll go back and read Isaiah.
Yeah.
Everything that was prophesied that the Messiah was going to do and take care of. I go read all that stuff. And I'm like, I haven't seen that yet, but it's available. I haven't seen that yet. But I'm open. I'm like, I want that.
Yes.
If he said it, why can't we align with it? What else? What higher thing is there,
Yeah.
besides him?
Yeah, man. I've listened to a few people, and they talk about like we've got like the Joshua generation and the Enoch generations and like all these people. I'm like, dude, I want to be the Jesus generation. I want to be like the Jesus people, but with character and grounding and expansion, and like he's the only one I really want.
Yeah.
Like I love my brothers and I honor them, like
Oh, of course.
Enoch and
Well, the best of all of them are in him. They're in him.
exactly.
Yeah.
He is the fullness of it, and it's like, dude, we actually have access to him.
Yeah.
His person.
Yeah.
I don't want to look to another.
No.
Like I so value, and man, I welcome all of those experiences with all of them and all of the messengers, and I'm never against that. I am 100% for him though.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like I was listening to somebody the other day. Instagram will trap you, man. I tell you what. I was doom scrolling.
Doom scrolling.
Yeah, that's what Zach calls it all the time.
That's funny.
But I stumbled upon like just these pastors, and they were talking about God and how sometimes we want God to do something or whatever, but he won't do that because we're not responsible enough to hold it. And I was like, man, that flippin' lie of how small we are, and we think God is like,
the chess master.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, you're too small. You don't understand. Like that belittling thing.
Like that, yeah.
And I'm like, what the flip?
Which a lot of those people do that stuff. They act that way.
Yes.
Because they view God that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it makes me furious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's not him.
Yeah.
Stop with that.
Yeah.
It's not him. That's not my dad. Don't put that. Do not attribute his name on that.
Yeah.
I had this memory come to me.
Oof.
I'm sorry, I'm just
No,
spitting
you're
here.
good. You're bringing up. Yep, go ahead.
But yeah, that like it got me so bad because I'm like, you don't know him, like you don't know him.
I was on YouTube. I don't normally go listen to people either, but I've been listening.
What's the deal with us these days?
I don't know. I've been listening to Leonard Ravenhill. Though.
Are we trolling? I'm kidding.
We're trolling. Leonard Ravenhill, those old videos, like you can hear him and stuff.
Yeah, dude.
And that's what he said in this video I listened to. Is like, we know about God. We know we learn Hebrew, but we don't know God. Was his thing. He was like, do you know him? That's where it's at, you know.
Dude, that stuff makes me cry when I meditate on knowing him.
Yes.
Dude, I will bawl my freaking eyes out.
That's where it's at, though, because the people that know about him, that are experts on him and the Bible and worship the Bible, the knowledge, and that's it. They're the
God,
biggest.
Jesus, and the Holy Bible.
Yes. I've encountered
Yeah.
so many at a situation, possibly today, where somebody I know
Possibly 5 minutes ago.
yes, had a interaction with somebody, and it was kind of rude. And this person said, "Yeah, that person's a Christian too." And it was like a rude, like, and I'm like, would Jesus in that? Would he say that over the phone? Would he? And
oh man,
what's crazy? So many people. That's another gnashing of teeth area. Whenever whoever gets to heaven, it's like, did you? That's like misrepresenting him severely.
Depart
Some
from
of the
me, I never
biggest
knew you.
jackasses I've ever met are vocally Christians.
Yeah.
Like, I'm this, and I had one guy.
I'm an apostle.
I had one guy in this very room one time. He came in here and said, "Oh, I'm a Christian, but I hate the religious stuff." And then like 10 minutes later, he's talking to somebody here. He's like, "Oh, do you know Jesus, man?" And he's like, "No, I don't." He's like, "Well, you should. You better." Like, he just instantly goes into it, and I'm like, "Thanks to you, he won't want to have anything to do with it because you just."
They didn't touch his nature, man.
Drug his name through the mud, you know?
Yeah. I heard somebody say this once, and we were talking about this, these people that align to these apostles and these prophets and whatever, and it's like, dude, it's so easy to sniff things out. It's like, this is the simple litmus test. Litmus. Do they carry the fruit of the Spirit?
That's it, yeah. Yeah.
Do they carry the fruit of the Spirit?
Yep.
That's all.
Right. Yeah.
Are they like genuinely kind?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are they catty? And what are they?
Yeah.
I had one recently I told you about.
Oh yeah.
Recently that is, hey, proclaimed to be a whatever. I'm this, and this. And it's like, oh, you just feel kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, you feel kind of shady.
Yeah, you feel that actually feels like you're going to stab me at any given moment.
Yeah, even some of these titles and stuff. This is something I kind of believe. I kind of get black and white about it. It's like, don't give yourself a title.
Yeah.
If you are that thing, you're alive. You'll just be it.
Yep.
And you don't have to be called it. You'll just be it.
Well, that was the thing the Lord taught me real early. It was like, never assign yourself a label.
No.
Never.
You'll step into that role, whether has a thing attached to it or not. You'll just be what you were supposed to be.
Listen, even when it comes to like calling yourself a mystic or calling yourself a dreamer or calling yourself, you literally categorize yourself. You limit yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that.
Yep.
Actually, just put your name on me, Lord. I will be Jesus in a Marlia bodysuit. Like, you know, I want to carry his name more than any other label.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it.
I want his name upon me. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the label I'll take.
That's it.
And it's like, the rest kind of is hogwash to me.
Yeah.
But when you know him, I think you begin to flow. Like those signs and wonders become, they become a normal, you know?
Yeah.
Like I was talking to somebody today and they were wrestling with whether or not, like, is God and Jesus real, or is like this new age stuff real? And they were like, I'm having these like kind of experiences with like, she was like, I went outside and I like put my bare feet in the ground and like these 3 eagles were above my head, flying right above my head. And, like all these things. And I was just like, yo,
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
there's so much here that you don't have to like.
Mm-mm.
And I get when you're breaking out of the religious system, your brain is like,
Yeah.
skirt.
Yeah, you're breaking through bars and chains and
Yeah.
ropes. Whoa.
Yeah.
There we go.
But I told her, I was like, man, it's just about knowing him.
Yeah. It is.
Like, these mystic experiences, they're cool. Like, don't get me wrong, I friggin' love them.
Of course.
But it pales in comparison to when I feel him just step in.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's how I feel, too, about that whole, like, being scared. Like, is this New Age? Should I do this? Should I not? Like, if your heart's for him, even if you don't know him and you're like,
Yeah.
it's just like that praying, asking him, like, hey, if you're the Most High, if it's Jesus, like, whoever the ultimate source of
Yeah.
whoever you are, like, show me. And then I think you can just go into it. Just let go.
Yes.
And like the spirit realm, I think entities on that side are, I don't want to say, I think the demons are scared of us.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I think the darkness is like legitimately scared of us.
Yeah.
Seeing those things, seeing the reality.
Mm-hmm.
I think the angels like cheer for us
Yeah.
when they see that we step into this level of authority on the other side. Like,
Well, it gives them permission to finally flow.
it does, but we're not little bugs
No.
that end up on the wrong side of the street that can be squashed by these things. Whenever we step into that stuff, into that authority, it's like, oh, they're here.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, I've had so many experiences where, like, the best way to describe it is they are waiting
Yes.
on us
Yep.
to tell them what to do because they want to partner with us so
It's
bad.
a family. Yeah.
Think of it as like, I think this is a good analogy, maybe not. You know the little brother that always wants to do everything that the big brother is doing?
Yep.
Like, always wants to be connected and always wants to be like, yo, include me, include me, include me.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that from the angels. They like, yo, include me, include me,
Let's
include me.
go.
Like,
Yeah.
come on. Like, you're my brother. I want to do this with you. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to do it alone. Like, it's
Yeah.
not just, the brotherhood is not just people.
Yeah.
Brotherhood is the angels. It's the creatures. It's creation.
Yeah.
It's like, they're all here. Just wanting us. Just wanting to engage with us.
Yeah.
So,
That's true. It's all on us.
yeah.
In a good way, though. It's like if you're with him, you can go anywhere. You can go anywhere.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of anything.
It feels so light.
Yeah.
When I think about, the Lord has really kind of showcased some of what I'll be stepping into and
Yeah.
some of the functions and stuff. And he literally was like, don't be afraid.
Yeah.
We're going together.
Yep.
Like, and when he said that, it was like, oh, it's a family.
Yeah.
Like, my family's going with me.
Oh, yeah.
We're all doing it together. And
Yep.
so,
Yeah.
and
We're
even,
not, yeah.
like, I kind of got some, again, the trial thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I found out, I hope my family doesn't listen to this episode, but it's okay if they do. So my dad's mom got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer
Yeah.
probably 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
We found out yesterday that my mom's mom got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer.
Yeah.
And they both, my grandparents, my mom's mom and dad, both got admitted into the hospital for COVID. And anyways, but it was just this thing where it was like, okay, we've got 2 options here.
Yeah.
We're going to take the passive route where it's like, okay, they're just going to die.
Yeah.
Or we're going to take the aggressive route
Yeah.
and actually stand on this stuff.
Yeah.
Because I've just seen that, like the whole deal of just like, we'll be passive. Like, if a trial comes, you get passive. You just go what the doctor says. We just do what the doctors say. And it's like,
Fall in line.
yeah, fall in line, just do. Or you seek the source and you say, okay, Lord, what's the key?
Yeah.
What's going to unlock this?
Yeah.
Are they going to get unlocked and healed? Or is this like, are we paving the path for their graduation that we get to celebrate in?
Yep.
And that I can actually bring in?
Yeah.
How do I facilitate? How do I join with heaven in the midst of this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so Just like sifting it through, and like I will never take the bait of like this is a death sentence or
No.
this is a you know, I think there's a place of like, you know, grieving the fact that like we've entered this process.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we've entered into something new, but
Yep.
also there's keys there,
There are.
you know, and so like this isn't, and my family, like all of my family, they've always been staples
Yeah.
in our, you know, the foundation of my, like all of my grandparents are still alive and they're like in their 90s and 80s, and
Man.
both my grandparents, they've both been married for almost 70 years, and
Wow. Yeah.
like my mom's parents, my grandmother has known my grandfather since she was 5 and he was 10.
Yeah.
Like they grew up next door to each other.
Oh, wow.
They got married when she was 16.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just those things.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
like it's been very cool because it's like you get to honor the legacy,
Yeah.
you know, because everything there's good in that. But
yeah.
again, choosing in the midst of a trial.
Yeah. What do you do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you get to honor all the good.
Yeah.
While then, when this thing is manifesting, you speak to the truth of it.
Yeah.
Because I think every disease, it's not true.
Right.
That's not truth. It's manifesting, but it's not true.
Yeah.
So I don't have to accept the diagnosis.
Yeah.
I can walk through. You know, I think there's two different things. I'm going to go on a rabbit trail.
Do it.
But when you get a diagnosis, most people bow under the label.
Yeah.
Same thing about like I'm an apostle or I'm a prophet. Like people are looking for a name to get under,
Yeah.
because then they're like, okay, now I feel secure. Now I feel like I'm in control. But with everything, it's like, no, whatever they tell you, that's giving you a roadmap.
Yeah.
It's a roadmap to healing.
Yeah.
Nothing that they tell you will heal you, but
Sure. Yeah.
you know, it's like, okay, now I know what to do.
Yep.
I can
I have a story that applies to this.
go.
I told this story to a man. Today's Tuesday. Yesterday, just in passing, I got invited to lunch by this like older gentleman because I gave him a word and it hit, and so he invited me to lunch because he wanted to talk more about God things. So I went to lunch with him, and because of what I did, it opened him up to share a story that he had. And this guy's old. I mean, he's got to be probably 80s. But we're sitting there, and he told me that when he was, I want to say he was a teenager, he got diagnosed with polio. And he had been going to church or hearing it or reading about it or something, and he just wasn't sure, you know. He was just reading the Bible and stuff, going through the motions. But that happened, and he made the decision of, like, I'm not going to take any sort of treatment, anything for it. Either I'm just going to die, or you call yourself the healer. One of your names is like the healer. You're just going to heal me.
Yeah.
And that'll be it. And I want to say he was in the bathroom, and it happened immediately. And he was able to, like, take off running.
Shut up.
Out the house, down the street. He was running, and he was healed.
Wow.
And here's this guy is, now 80, however old he is, telling me this story. It's like, and as a teenager, it's like, hey, welcome to the world. There's God, you know. Anyways, but it was like a resolve. It's that yes thing. And it's like, you know, here's the diagnosis. Here's polio here. And then beneath polio, here are your options. You can do this, or you can do this. But they're both still under polio, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, there's a whole nother dynamic. It's like a 3-dimensional instead of 2-dimensional.
No, it's like
4-dimensional.
10-dimensional.
10-dimensional, yeah. But.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And I think that a massive key for that is to capture the word of the Lord.
Yeah.
Because sometimes your healing doesn't look like take off running. Sometimes your healing looks like stop frickin' eating sugar.
That's true. Yeah.
If the Lord's telling you to scale back on that stuff, scale back on that stuff.
That's true. Yeah.
I always tell people, like, you can actually hear the Lord for your own health.
Yeah. Well, it's like that sound mind we were talking about, having mastery over your thoughts and your actions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
It's like, just follow through on anything he's telling you to do.
Mhm.
I mean, it's always practical.
Yeah. Right.
Think about that.
Yeah.
The healer told him, he went and ran.
Yeah.
That's a practical
I know.
movement he did.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and as people, we're the best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm. I think faith requires action, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you actually have to activate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to partner with it. You got to choose it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes that does look like an action. So definitely.
I don't know a time that it doesn't, though.
Yeah. You got me thinking now, but yeah.
Faith looks like an action.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
actionable. They're actionable steps.
Yeah.
I've had this thought. I don't know if this goes with it, but I'm going to go into it.
Do it.
That the earth is like a turtle shell.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Without a turtle in it. It's just
Okay.
a shell.
Yeah.
And it literally, the earth is a shell that's being asked to be filled.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like the body of the turtle. Like
Yeah.
we fill in this shell.
Okay.
Just like the earth.
Okay.
The earth is a
Interesting
shell of
analogy.
something.
Yeah.
And for the kingdom to come, we actually have to, because we are the gateways, we're the portals of it, we actually are the ones that bring
Oh, yeah.
the shell to life.
Okay. Yeah.
So life is actually only lived or expressed through us.
Yeah.
Faith is only lived or expressed through us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
That's true.
think of it, I know Daniel always talks about like faith being like a two-dimensional picture. Well, what if it's actually just the canvas, the blank canvas, and
Yeah.
our life is what paints the reality that
Mhm.
people can see.
Yeah.
We put it on display, or we fill the earth
Yeah.
with substance.
Right. Yeah.
Like we're the only place that substance can be
That's true.
funneled
Push through. Yeah. We're the
Mhm.
doors, the ancient doors. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the only substance. Like that's how substance comes into the earth, is through
Yeah.
us.
Huh.
It's a better way to put that, substance.
Yeah. That's true. And fun fact.
Oh yeah?
Biology, I guess is what this is called. A turtle and its shell are like not separable. They're like connected.
No way.
It's like a part of its body.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And another fun fact, when I was in first grade, we had a turtle in the classroom, a little stuffed animal turtle,
Mhm.
and its shell was the globe.
Shut up.
Another fun fact, maybe 2 years ago, I was in an antique store in the same town as my school. I found that turtle in the antique store and almost bought it. But now if I see it, I will definitely be buying it.
Bro, I need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been sitting on that for several
Interesting.
weeks.
I bet it's still there. I doubt anybody.
Listen, that's a
Bought that
freaking
thing.
token.
Let's see if I can find it. Yeah.
Yeah,
If I
because
go find that, we'll be like Joe Rogan set up and have just weird trinkets and tokens and stuff everywhere.
that's all I've ever
Hung
wanted.
up on the walls.
That's all I've ever wanted. I actually really want to get a container and go put it on land and build it out to be a studio.
That would be cool. A little camper or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
If we ever have an actual office just for or an actual studio solely for the Ancient Way, we will be decorating and all these weird things. I'll hang those airplanes up. Got
I mean,
pictures.
Got freaking gems.
Yeah, emeralds, everything. We'll just have all this stuff. And the cool thing is it all has like a story.
Mm-hmm.
It's all like a God story.
Oh, yeah.
It's all like a representation of relationship with him. A knife, yeah. You know what we have fallen short on?
What's that?
I don't think we've ever done this. I don't think we've done this. Oh, we have before. Taking pictures with our guests.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, like,
We suck at that.
I don't think we've gotten a couple maybe that we've Zoomed with. That's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, literally, I think Susie.
We got Susie.
Listen, that's how much we actually don't give a crap about.
That's true. That's true. We're in the moment.
We are so in the moment,
We're in the
and I'm
moment.
not like,
I'll take
look at all
that.
these famous people that we have.
Yeah,
look.
I know it, yeah.
I think that speaks to our humility.
It does. But then there's some times where it'd be cool to have, maybe in the studio one day. It's like, oh, memories.
Yeah.
I like
Do you remember when
memories.
Joe Rogan came on our podcast and we convinced him that Jesus was real?
Man, everybody's trying to, it seems.
It's true.
I think, Kid Rock?
Oh, yeah.
I watched that little snippet of Kid Rock talking to him, and then Hulk Hogan.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see
There have been
that.
little ones, and it's like once they get on there, it's like they want to share with him.
Oh, yeah.
And then they finally do. You can tell Joe Rogan's like, oh yeah, well, he's just like, here we go.
I watched something with him and Kid Rock about how he used to believe in Bigfoot.
Who, Kid Rock?
No.
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan did. He used to believe in Bigfoot until like 8 years ago, and then he decided it wasn't real.
Oh, that's a shame.
I know.
Don't go backwards.
I know.
That's funny.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, but I've seen those videos and they're hilarious because when they start going into it, he's like, yeah, okay, well tell me. He's like, do you think he was, he just starts asking all the questions. And
he's like,
Kid
do you
Rock
really think Jesus is real?
Yeah. Kid Rock goes, here, I'll hook you up with my pastor right now or something like that. And he's like, no, I'm good. It's sweet that he was, trying though.
Well, what's funny is like Kid Rock talked about doing drugs for half of it. He's over here like talking about his cocaine and.
Oh yeah.
I guess he made a big stink with Bud Light.
Okay.
Anyways, it was a funny episode.
That's funny.
I'm not advocating to go listen to.
Yeah, there's some good ones though. Snoop Dogg one, I listened to that one. I don't listen to too many of them unless it's somebody I'm really interested in.
I watched the Cat Williams one.
That's a new one?
Oh,
okay.
Dude, I was into Cat Williams and Joe Rogan.
He's funny, yeah.
No, dude. He's like big on exposing the crazy in Hollywood. Oh, yeah.
The comedians are the ones they're probably the smartest ones.
Oh, yeah.
Snoop Dogg had he was talking about like, how have you been relevant for this long? And he said, well, I'm just myself, and I've been able to market his self, like just being who he is.
That's what Kid Rock said, too. Funny.
Yeah.
He said that he had multiple marketing media guys that were like, don't do this, just don't do this. But then they'd be like, hey, I'm pretty sure the only reason you are where you are is because you stayed true to you.
You've done stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, you've just been
something to it.
Crazy ass man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I like it.
Yeah, it's good.
The more you stay true to yourself, yeah.
I don't like marketing, but I like honesty. I like the fact that was their, I've just been who I am.
Well, that is a marketing strategy.
Yeah. I just don't even like the word marketing.
I had a hard time with it until somebody explained it to me, and they were like, if you think about it, all marketing is you are trying to showcase a solution to people's problems.
That's probably the pure form of it.
Yeah. Well,
I just don't like
that's the one I'm operating on.
We'll do that. Just continue to do that. Though I don't like the one where it make people think they need something and then sell it to them.
Well,
which is almost
I think
a lot.
I think people are grown, so you have a decision to make if you want this or not.
They are. I still don't like manipulation.
Yeah.
There's good, what you're saying. If it's a real product that helps people, good.
Yeah.
Get the word out. If it's not, shame on you. I guess. No.
Yeah. I think the way you go about it, Yeah,
it's probably it.
There's an individual that works for us that we always have to go round and round because I'm like, we're not using fear tactics.
Yeah.
We're just not.
Yeah.
I won't do that.
Uh-huh.
Find a better way to say it.
The little synopsis that I write for each episode.
Yeah.
One thing that I won't even write, don't miss this episode because it entails like you're going to miss out on something.
Yeah.
That level of, I just don't like it. I don't like manipulation. Or you don't want to miss this episode or don't miss out. I don't like it. And I'm weird. Sometimes I have thoughts of like, has that stunted areas of success in my life, which I'm not like, I don't aspire to success or anything, but I'm like,
why not?
You, well, I mean, it just comes with the territory. It's like we're saying, the trials, everything that comes upon, in the sphere, I know,
I'm just instigating, don't worry about me.
Yes, I know you are. No. What was I saying? But I feel like the fact that I'm so hell-bent on not doing it or being that way because it's so slimy to me, what I've seen of it, so slimy. I don't know. It's like what you said the last episode about the title, having a piece of paper or a doctor or whatever, because it's for other people. I didn't want to hear that because maybe that's true, and maybe that's something I've shut myself off to. I'm still not going to do it.
Listen, I would not have done it had the Lord not said something.
Right. Yeah.
Listen, I've had people for years tell me that I need to go do that. And I was like, no, just flip, no.
Yeah.
And then the Lord told me, and I was like, okay, I'll do it.
But you kind of wanted to, though. Do you kind of want to do it?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Oh, wow.
No. That's not even like a,
Oh.
I'm not like, God, oh, man, I really want that.
I thought you might find it fun or like, that'd
No.
be cool, I can do this.
No, I actually am annoyed because most of it are, like, I have yet to learn something new.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Half of it I was annoyed.
Wow.
But it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'm following through.
Yeah.
Period.
I hope he doesn't tell me to go to school for marketing.
He won't.
I don't think he will either.
That's not your mission.
That's not my mission.
It's not your mission, man.
It's not.
He's going to tell you to go to film school.
Yeah, I don't think he'll do that either. Not a fan of film school. Well, we are, speaking of marketing, we're getting on YouTube.
You don't want to miss out.
Don't miss the YouTube videos. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. Well, we are getting on YouTube.
We are.
And my thought with that is like I just thought like I need to start uploading them because I listen to things, all these Joe Rogan and Leonard Ravenhill stuff that I've listened to.
Yeah.
It's all been on YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's just another avenue of simplicity and convenience for people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people
I really like YouTube.
Especially older people, I do too, don't have a
Spotify
or Apple Podcasts. I don't remember who. I think it was my grandma said, I don't have the Spotify on my phone or whatever. Does that cost anything? Anyways, YouTube's good for things like that.
Yeah.
And that book, I pulled that little book, the little thing that I was writing.
Oh, yeah.
I chisel away at that thing, too, every now and then, our little survival guide.
Oh, I would need to circle back to that.
I know it. Like whenever I saw it, it inspired me. I think it's just finding the time.
Creating the time.
And but I really do value that stuff. And it really does pull at me, like in a joyous way. Like, yeah, that would be so cool to finish writing that.
We'll get there.
We will. I also want to write one about faith, just because I've been on that trail of like understanding it and getting, I don't know.
Yeah. What does it look like to exercise it?
It's that whole like Wednesday night, the whole applying that light to the cave thing. Like I don't know how to. I really want to articulate it really good. I don't know. It'd make more sense to me, but like what it looks like to be a conduit of heaven and actually bring it here and take it to the depths of the turtle shell, like really go into the dark places and apply light to it by faith.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I feel like that is, I feel like I'm getting intel of how I do that in my walk.
Yeah.
Like my life, like what he's purposed for me to do.
I'm starting straight up with those trials, though. That's like a pocket. It's like a dark corner that you get to show up in and conquer it.
Yeah. But I just mean like I've seen it. It's in the business arena.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like to put that on display.
Yeah.
Of what it looks like to walk in the kingdom like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but.
Redeem marketing.
Trying to.
From its fallen demonic state.
That's actually been a trend that is moving.
Really?
Believe it or not, yeah. To market and sell to hope.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting.
Yep. Yeah, to where people will learn to, like, they buy the things that inspire them. They'll buy the things that give them hope.
I guess that's a good thing.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, there are certain things that people will actually,
Yeah. Like what?
Like people who have a lot of skin issues, like red light therapy is brilliant for them.
Okay.
And so, like, hey, there's actually a hopeful light. Like, hey, if you used red light every day, it actually would restore eczema. It would restore skin rashes.
Okay.
can help grow back hair. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
it helps regenerate your
That's
cells.
a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like, need this or you'll die.
Yeah.
Do you want to be in pain for the rest of your life? It's not like that. It's
Yeah.
just like, hey, this is a solution.
Mm-hmm.
Like a PEMF grounding sheet.
Yeah.
Hey, you have chronic pain? You should get a grounding sheet and sleep on it at night. Helps flush out free radicals and oxidative stress out of your system.
Yeah.
And you're on it for 8 hours. So think of it as like sleeping on the ground for 8 hours.
Yeah.
It rebalances your cells. It brings your body back into balance. If you suffer from it, might want to look at getting a grounding sheet.
Yeah.
See, I just sold you on 2 things. And
I haven't bought it yet.
if people feel the weight of how much they actually want to feel better,
Yeah.
they would do it.
They would do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you can.
No, it's cool. Yeah.
That's not a manipulative thing at all.
No,
like,
you're just
those are just
sharing
actual tools that can help
benefit
you.
and a value. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's good.
That's real selling. I think that's the kingdom selling,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I've started the trend. Sorry, I'm not trying to go overboard with the time. I'm not going to. Yeah.
What?
I started a trend on, like,
TikTok?
when I listen to YouTube.
Just
No.
kidding.
No. When I listen to YouTube, like, the ads, they have exponentially grown
Oh, yeah.
to where I find out when I'm running or whatever, I'm listening to ads more than music or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not going to pay to have the absence of ads. It's just twisting my arm to get money out of me.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a lemon and they're just crushing me.
Yeah.
But one thing that I've started doing is whenever the Tide Pod ad comes on, I'm serious. I will not buy Tide products.
Well, good, because those are endocrine disruptors.
That's an example. Another, like, Liberty Mutual, not doing that. Like, all these commercials
Every ad that comes up.
that bombards me against my will to force me to, like, pay, even though they're paying for that ad space, I will not do it.
It's funny.
It's a trend. I should make a TikTok about that.
Yeah.
A reel or whatever. I don't have a
Rage Against
TikTok.
the Machine.
Yeah. If you're tired of these ads like I am, stop buying them.
Don't do it.
Let's really show them.
So funny, dude.
No, I really won't buy that stuff because of that.
Oh, because of the toxic
Maybe-
chemicals
I
in them?
realized, well, no, because of the ads. I'm cool with the toxic chemicals, not the ads. If I want the chemicals, I just buy it and, I'll do my research.
Oh, my God.
No, I'm not good with toxic chemicals either, but I think that ads and I think marketing is a toxic chemical. So
God, that's funny.
we probably should end this episode now. We're going down rabbit trails.
We are. All right.
Oh, I did want to say this, though.
Okay.
Sorry, this popped into my head while I was running. I'm super thankful for all of our listeners, all the people that sit in with us. And so
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, wherever you are, if you're in your car or sitting in a chair in your house, we really appreciate you.
Yeah, we
Seriously. Thank you for hanging out with us.
do. Yeah. I ditto that.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, guys. We'll see y'all next time.
If you enjoyed this episode of the Ancient Way podcast, drop us a like, share with your friends, share with your family. And if you would like to support us and what we are doing, and you would like to play a direct role in our growth and the things that we do in the future,
We have a donation spot at the bottom of our show notes, so you can click on that, give however much you want. We appreciate absolutely everything. We appreciate our listeners, and everybody that's already come alongside and encouraged us, and
Yeah.
even everybody that's been on our show. So, thanks, guys.